Hello everybody. So I'm kind of a computer geek and I get asked a lot about how I can keep my computer running smoothly without using antiviruses and stuff like that, because I'm not actually running antivirus on my computer back there. Yeah, I keep the computer running smooth using a couple short quick tips to identify potential problems, viruses, and other programs that might be keeping my computer running slow. In this video, I want to go over 5 tips that you can keep your computer running super smooth without using antivirus. The first tip that you can do to keep your computer running super smooth is to uninstall bloatware and crappy programs. Now, when you buy your computer, if you bought a pre-built system from a popular manufacturer like Asus or Dell, it'll have a couple pieces of bloatware on there. Bloatware is basically programs that you don't need, that they just install on there to give you added value. But most of the time it's actually slowing your computer down. There are a lot of examples of this. Microsoft Office is often an example. Norton Internet Security and McAfee Security are often examples. And basically other programs like the Dell Docs and so to uninstall the programs, you can just type in add or remove programs into the start menu search bar, and then a window will pop up, and from there you can scroll down all of the installed items on your computer and uninstall the ones that you don't need. When I was researching the information for this video, I found a program called Decrapifier that will uninstall programs for you. If that's something you're interested in instead of doing it the manual way, the link will be in the description down below. Alright, number 2 is to delete unnecessary files. This is something that I would usually recommend you do with an application called CCleaner. Completely free application, and it's very handy. It'll go through and delete all kinds of temporary and internet files that basically don't need to be on your computer and can be deleted. You can download that in the description below, but if you don't want to go that route, you can also go the manual route by doing a quick Google search, and there will be a list of folders you can delete. But basically the major ones are the temp folder in your computer, which can be found under the Windows folder. I'll link a tutorial on how to do that in the description below. Alright, so number 3 is to watch what you download. And this is a very big one because this encompasses a whole wide range of things that could potentially screw up your computer far beyond anything that the other things could. The first one is to watch your emails. If you're getting attachments in emails or emails from spammers, people you don't know, don't open the email, don't download attachments. Especially even if it's someone you do know and you didn't know they were sending you an attachment, don't download the attachment. It could be infected, it could have a virus in it, and that's the easiest way to get viruses. Now say you're downloading an application and you want to go to the page and there's a whole bunch of buttons to say download and you're not sure which one to pick. Now you need to really watch out for this, because this is the number one way that I've seen people download things that they don't want to, is they'll click the wrong download button. Now, many of you know what Google Ads is. Google puts ads all over every website, and that's how a lot of people make money from their websites, is from Google Ads. The thing is Google Ads will look at the website and look at what you're searching for, and then place ads in the website according to that. Now, some of these ads are actually pictures of download buttons. So make sure you watch and see if the little Google Ads icon is in the corner. That way you'll know that that download button is actually a Google ad. Oftentimes these buttons will be big and flashy and won't actually look like the real download file button. Usually the real download button is actually kind of small, or isn't even a button at all. It's actually just a plain piece of text. If the download button doesn't say from Google Ads, make sure you still check. Sometimes if you go down and hover your mouse over the download button, you'll see the link that it's going to take you to in the lower left corner of your screen. Now, if that link isn't from a known download website like Softonic or ForShared or something of that nature, and is actually from some obscure website not related at all to the website you're on, then you probably shouldn't click that button. Now, once you click the download button, there should be a prompt that comes up that asks you where you want to save the file, what you want to do with it. And when that prompt comes up, there will be a little screen that says the name of the file you're trying to download. Now, if you're not downloading an exe, but it says the file that you're downloading is an exe, then you probably should not download that file. And if you are downloading an exe and the file says not the name of the program you're downloading, but instead it says blah 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 dash downloader, or iLivid dash downloader, or ForShared downloader, don't download that file. Now, if you're not sure about the URL down in the corner, or the file you're downloading, Google the name of it. So oftentimes there will be all kinds of information on the net that'll tell you about the source you're downloading and whether it's credible or not. Number 4 is my biggest one. This is what I do pretty much all the time to identify potential problem programs and applications that are running and could be slowing down my computer. First, you need to click Ctrl-Alt-Delete and open up your task manager and go to the processes page. This is where I do all my task managing. I don't even go into the tasks page. I always stay in the processes page because it actually gives you more detailed information. It can look kind of daunting if you don't know a whole lot about computers, but if you just pay attention and read carefully, then it won't be a problem. Now over on the right side you'll see a little tab that says descriptions, and on the left side you'll see all the names of the programs. Keep an eye on the names of the programs and the names of the descriptions, and check for things that you don't know. Oftentimes, if you don't know the program, it doesn't need to be on the computer. Sometimes there will be issues with drivers and programs that are needed to run the computer, but lots of times there's programs running that you don't need to be running. Basically, a general rule of thumb is if you don't know what it is, it doesn't need to be on your computer. First thing you need to do when you find an application that you don't know what it is Google what it is. Take that application name, for example, blah 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 blah.exe, throw that into Google and see what that file is. A lot of times there will be people online who have asked the same question, and other people have told them what the file is and what it does and whether or not you need to have it on. Now if you don't need to have that on, first thing you need to do is highlight the application in question, right click and press Open File Location. And this will take you exactly to the folder the file is in. Oftentimes if it's an incredible file, it'll be in the temp folder, a download folder, or an application folder from a program you don't want. Applications that are more credible will often be in the Windows folder, the System232 folder, or other system related folders. Now, once you have the file location open, go back to Task Manager and end the process. You press right click and end process. That'll close the process down. Once the process is closed, you can go back to the file location and delete that file safely without having to worry about it screwing anything up any longer. My 5th tip to keeping your computer running smooth, and the number 1 tip that I recommend to everybody about running a computer and running any electronic device, is to read. For example, say my friend asked me to do this on his computer. I won't necessarily know how to do that, but I figure it out just by reading. You can solve almost every computer problem 99% of the time just by reading what's on your screen and figuring it out from there. 99% of your problems can be solved by reading, so read a lot. If you're worried about downloading a file, reading everything about that file before you download it on your screen or wherever can tell you exactly what you're downloading. If you're worried about running a program, reading where that program came from, the folder it's stored in, can tell you a lot about that program. If you're trying to change a certain setting but you can't find out how to change that setting, reading certain areas of the control panel and changing the settings in those areas can help you figure out where that option is you need to change. If you get an error that pops up on your screen, read the entire area, and oftentimes there will be an error code. You can Google that error code and they'll tell you exactly what the problem really was. So like I said, I'll say it for a 3rd time, reading will solve 99% of the problems you're having on the computer, and that's my number 1 way to solve any problem, and this is actually the root of all of my other solutions, is to read. Anyways guys, that pretty much concludes this entire video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope my talking was okay because I kept stumbling over my words a lot. There's a lot of technical things in here that I was trying to get through. So hopefully it ran all smoothly after I edited out all the crappy parts. Hope you guys enjoyed my 5 tips for getting your computer to run very smooth. And I'll see you later. Have a nice day, and yep.